Hey everybody, this is George from DinosaurGeorge.com coming to you from beautiful sunny San Antonio. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. Yesterday it was snowing, it was sleeting, it was raining. I was driving and the ice was piling up on my windshield. It's hard to believe that today I'm in the same place as I was yesterday. So anyway, all right, let's dive into it. Bobby from Vancouver, Canada says, what is the difference between a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a Tyrannosaurus? Well, Bobby, T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and Tyrannosaurus all refer to the same animal. Tyrannosaurus Rex is its scientific name, T-Rex is a nickname, and Tyrannosaurus is its first name. All dinosaurs have a first and last name. So, when you hear it called Tyrannosaurus, some people choose not to call it by its last name. When you hear it called T-Rex, some people are lazy like myself. I just don't want to go through all those extra letters. And so anyway, that's the difference. Now, there are animals called tyrannosaurs. Tyrannosaurs are basically, a tyrannosaur is a family of dinosaurs. And within that family, there are other dinosaur members. So there are tyrannosaurs, there is Tyrannosaurus, and there is Tyrannosaurus Rex, and there is T-Rex. And he also has some other nicknames, Old Stinky Breath, Mr. Oh My Gosh, We're All Gonna Die if he walks in the room. He's also known as, look at those giant teeth, I'm gonna scream and run away like a frightened little rabbit. Okay, those are not really his name. I just made those up on the spot. What could I do? What? Yeah, those are great nicknames. Wow, I'll start a trend. All right. Minh-Khoi Do from Fountain Valley, California. Min says, you said that some allosaurs are bigger than T-Rex. Would one of them be able to beat a T-Rex? Okay, Minh-Khoi, there are some allosaurids, cousins of Allosaurus, that may have grown to be bigger than Tyrannosaurus Rex. The two that I think of is Saurophaganax and E. Panterius, and some people believe they're both one and the same. But that was a very, very large allosaurid, and whether or not it would be able to kill a Tyrannosaurus Rex is hard to say, even if it may have been taller and longer. The problem is Allosaurus would have been much more advanced. Tyrannosaurus Rex would have been much more advanced. He has a much more advanced brain. And so when you look at brain power and you look at the ability to survive, I would say the Tyrannosaurus Rex would far be able to exceed even a giant allosaurid as big as something like Saurophaganax. All right. Yale from Waterford, Michigan says, hi DG, nice to meet you. Yale, it's a pleasure to meet you as well. Yale's question is about fish. What was your favorite fish? My favorites are Tiktaalik and Megalodon. Yeah, those are very interesting choices. Megalodon, of course, is a monstrosity of a fish, a gigantic shark, which would have wreaked havoc on anything that came in its way. But Tiktaalik is a very primitive fish from the Devonian. I think he's from the Devonian. He's a very primitive fish, so that's an interesting choice. I'll tell you who mine are. I have three. Pachyrhizotus, nasty little guy from the Cretaceous. Dunkleosteus, a heavy-duty armored fish, but probably my favorite fish is Xiphactinus. Xiphactinus is a barracuda on steroids. He is a ginormous critter. Well, I say ginormous. He's like 12 to 13 or 14 feet, I think. But he has such a wicked mouthful of teeth. For any of you that want to look him up, I think his name is spelled with an X. I think it is spelled, if I remember this correctly, Xiphtinus? Boy, don't hold me to that. I know his name starts with an X. Anyway, Xiphactinus, and it is a wickedly bad dude. Okay, oh, you know the one other one, Josh, or Yale, while I'm thinking about it? I really like some of the fish that come out of Wyoming, like Diplomistus, Priscacara. I like those guys. I think they're really cool, so I kind of like those as well. Okay, Josh from Death Valley, California. Which dinosaur would be the scariest in the Jurassic period? Josh, the scariest dinosaur during the Jurassic period is whichever meat eater is standing in front of you. That would be the scariest, in my opinion. Okay, seriously, the scariest. I would say the scariest looking, maybe the scariest of all, would have been Ceratosaurus. Man, he's got these gigantically long teeth that just hang down past his lower jaw. Then he's got two horns over his eyes and he has this blade on his nose. I would say that to see that dinosaur, I would be more terrified than excited. Now, the opposite is true when it comes to Allosaurus. If I could see an Allosaurus, I would be tickled to death. But with Ceratosaurus, I would say it would probably strike absolute terror. It is a vicious looking dude. Okay, finally, Allexis from Casper, Wyoming. I love Casper, Wyoming, by the way, Allexis. Allexis says, how gentle were Brachiosauruses? Well, Allexis, that's a very, very interesting question. I'm glad to get those kind of questions. We don't know a lot about behavior. That is how something behaved or acted that was alive before we were able to witness it. Brachiosaurus's behavior, we just don't know. But we can look at modern animals as a way to help us understand behavior. Look at a thing like an elephant. An elephant doesn't really fear much. He's a big dude. But if a human happens to approach him, elephants do not like that at all. I'm talking about elephants in the wild now. And they will absolutely come and crush you. But Brachiosaurus was so gigantic that I don't think he would have even acknowledged most of the animals around him other than predators when it had young. When a Brachiosaurus was defending its young, it would be on lookout all the time and nothing. It probably wouldn't even let other plant eaters approach things like Diplodocus or Stegosaurus. I don't think they'd want anything around their young. But if the young were big enough to defend themselves, or if the Brachiosaurus was an adult, I don't think it would pay even much attention to anything. It might stand there and watch Allosaurus attack something like a Stegosaurus and might kind of go, wow, bummer to be that guy today. But I think if you want to use the word gentle, I think it would have been gentle simply because it was just so enormous. So Allexis, one day if they invent time travel, you and I will go back in time and we'll go see if we can approach a Brachiosaurus and maybe pet it and maybe get our picture taken with it. But let's just both make sure we stay out of the way of its feet. All right, everybody, if you have a question you want to write to me, go to dinosaurgeorge.com, fill out the Ask Dinosaur George form. While you're there, check out the rest of my website. There's some cool stuff, really cool pictures on there, really neat stuff. If you write to me, keep in mind to try to keep your questions very short. Sometimes we get these questions that literally are 2 or 3 pages long, and I know that the people that scan these for me and decide which ones I get to answer and don't, they just immediately delete those because they're just way too long to read. So keep your questions kind of short and to the point. They don't have to be one-sentence questions, but keep them kind of short. And remember, you guys, we get thousands of these. There's no way I can answer them all, so keep trying if you've written to me and I haven't responded. Until next time, take care of yourselves, everybody. Take care of the people around you, especially elderly. Always make sure and watch out for them and the young. And for you young viewers out there, practice your reading skills. Try to become a good reader. It is very important for you and would be very helpful in whatever you decide to do for a living. Finally, I will see you guys all again soon. Hopefully I've got more time to answer more of these. Until next time, take care. I will see you all. Make sure and sign up to follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I'll see ya.